I gotta see it. It's really good. You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated.
Now that I'm rewatching it, I have so many things to point out.
He can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Okay. Let's just mention real quick, for anyone that doesn't know, she suffers with alopecia, which is essentially hair loss. I don't know whether her hair fell out or she decided to shave it fully herself, but that's why, you know, I do think that's kind of a shitty thing to joke about. So in my opinion, Chris is, for starters, in the wrong. At the very least, like, especially if they're friends, which it sounds like they have a prior history or relationship, just get a blessing for the joke. Just ask, like, hey, is it okay if I say this? I think that's kind of like baseline, really easy. And if they're cool with it, then they're cool with it. And if they're not, well, better not to test it out, right? Either way, it kind of depends on their personal relationship. But what I find interesting and what you guys kind of can't see, he's laughing so hard at the joke. She's not impressed. And then I think he notices that she wasn't cool with it.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
Which is why it's kind of confusing to me. Like, how did you go from laughing 1 second to, oh no, I should punch him? So in my opinion, like, not the best joke, but also Will Smith doesn't need to slap or punch a guy over a joke. So they're, in my opinion, they're a little bit both in the wrong. You ever laugh from awkwardness? Yeah, maybe he laughed from awkwardness. That didn't really look like an awkward laugh to me.
That was a nice one. Okay.
He looks like he's having a good time. But maybe that's just me. I was just surprised because you can see on her face immediately as soon as she hears it, she's like, that's really not funny to me. And to be honest, if I was struggling with hair loss, something that I think especially girls understand, like, your hair is typically such a big part of your identity. I can imagine feeling bad about it. Does that mean you deserve a slap in the face right then and there? Maybe not too far. I think he's laughing from the joke before because he was joking about Will Smith winning. I don't think so, because that would be a very delayed reaction. But that could be true.
That was a $2. It's because he stated in his book Will he had issues before of being a coward and not standing up for the people he loved.
I'm actually, I could kind of tell. I feel like this was an instance where in his mind he was like, oh, I can see that she's upset. I should do something to stand up for her. Maybe they've had this kind of a talk before where she's like, oh, I feel like you didn't really stand up for me at XYZ moment. So in my opinion, it kind of looks like a situation where he's a little bit overcompensating, which I think is fine if you want to make it up to people, but assaulting other people on national television is maybe not the way to do it. Maybe not the way. There are lots of ways that you could do it. Even tweeting out, hey, yo, maybe don't. Anyways, what I find very interesting is that she has a hair condition. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't think it's a good joke. I think both of them are in the wrong to some degree. What I found odd is that when I was checking through certain tweets yesterday, I don't know why people brought Will and Jada's personal relationship into the mix. Like, she cheated on him. What does that have to do with this joke? And she cheated on him, LMAO. I don't feel sorry for her at all. She really doesn't have a good track record as a person, and this just adds on L. But this interaction is between Will Smith. I mean, if he wasn't aware, then it's not as bad of a joke. Like, if someone just shaved their head, you know, not a big deal. But because it's related to a medical, I feel like he must know. I think someone came on later on and they said, like, we're gonna handle this like the family that we are privately afterwards, something like that. But right now, let's keep the show moving. I think I saw that in an article. I wasn't sure who said that, but to me that made it sound like, oh, they have a close personal relationship. Why is it medical when it's just hair loss? She's not less healthy from losing her hair. Typically, people experience hair loss due to their conditions, hypothyroidism, or typically health-related things. You usually don't lose hair for no reason. He is a comedian and he made a joke. Even if it's a condition, it's still a joke. Listen, I'm not saying a bad joke warrants a slap in the face, but I am saying I don't think that's the best thing to joke about. Joking about someone's condition in front of hundreds of thousands of people, like, there's funnier things to joke about. But again, that's my opinion, and that's kind of the point of comedy. It's subjective. So if you think that's a cool joke to make, but if you've ever struggled with any sort of a condition, like, listen, this is far, far extreme, but like, if someone has cancer and loses all their hair, are you gonna make bald jokes at them? It's like, okay, well, that's the thing. Some people are cool with that. If you're a homie with someone and you know your homie will laugh at that, then you make that joke, right? But if it's a person that you don't know is okay with it, I think that's also why, in my opinion, the right call is not necessarily to not make the joke. It's just like, if you're buds, your family, friends, hey, just hit them up and be like, is it okay if I make this joke? And I think that consideration goes so far. Alopecia is not related to other health conditions. It's unclear where it stems from. I think it can be related to other health conditions because I personally know people who have suffered hair loss due to their health condition. And sometimes even stress. Alopecia can be caused from your immune system attacking itself. I think it can be caused from a lot of things. Either way, it's probably a difficult thing to deal with.